Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Mike. That is Sam, as you know. Today we have a special video for you guys, and we're doing our first Q&A. Are you really a YouTuber if you haven't milked your followers for a Q&A video? I don't think so. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We've asked you guys on Twitter for some questions. So today we're going to answer our first batch of questions that we got, and go through them. Big shout out to the Undraft Sports Network. A lot of the questions came from those guys. If you guys want your questions featured in our next video, make sure to follow us on Twitter at
we are
Mike
part of the Undrafted Sports Network. If you guys did not know, it's that logo down there.
Yeah,
somewhere down there.
Right,
it's the thing with the UD. The UD.
Yeah.
So check those guys out.
It's not. Yeah. It's yeah. Just we probably should have cleared that up before. But anyway, So if you want your questions to be answered in the next Q&A video, which we will do whenever there's enough demand for one, make sure to follow us on Twitter. Tweet at us
if you want another Q&A video.
Tweet at us, DM us. If you're a girl, text me, please.
The thirsty back at it. But
I had to. Anyway, so today we're gonna answer some questions, and we'll just see how it goes. So, Sam, I have the questions kind of on my screen, and we're going to answer them collectively.
Yeah.
So, first question for you. What, outside of the division, who is the Seahawks' best rival? Now, I have an idea of who I think it is, but I want to hear your answer first. So, who is your best rival outside of the division?
So, there's a couple teams that we play consistently, which the two teams that immediately come to mind are the Panthers and the Vikings. But like we play the Vikings every year. I think we played the Vikings for the last 6 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say that. I have an easy answer. I'm gonna say the Patriots.
Yeah. 100%.
For reasons that do not need to be disclosed at this very moment.
No.
So yeah, it's the Patriots. I mean, obviously some bad blood there, and it's kind of been back and forth. I think we've beat them the last 2 times. So
yeah. And I was going to say, the whole thing is just every Seahawks-Patriots game is memorable. The last year's game was memorable, ended at the goal line. Obviously, the
other one ended at the goal line, and then the other one ended at the goal line.
Right. So just they always go down the wider. They're always super entertaining. So I would say the Patriots is a great answer. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it feels so even though Tom Brady's not there anymore, it just feels so good to beat the Patriots every time.
Yeah.
And
whenever I see the Patriots lose, I'm just genuinely happy.
Exactly.
I live in the New England area, and I despise the Patriots.
Yeah. So I feel like the Patriots, to answer your question, is probably the best one. We got a question here from Bake Dizzle. Bake said, "Hey, would you trade the Super Bowl win against the Broncos for a win against the Patriots the next year?" Absolutely.
Instantly, yes. Easy, no way.
Multiple reasons.
Once again, I said I live in the New England area. Right. I have several friends. Most of my friends who know football are Patriots fans.
Right.
I need those bragging rights, bro. I need them so bad, and I just can't. I don't have them. I would trade it in a heartbeat because sure, it's great to beat up on Peyton Manning, but I kind of like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton Manning. Everybody likes Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I mean he's very likable. He has a show on ESPN Plus that's pretty funny and enjoyable. I like it.
Right.
And
good quarterback.
He's a good fun quarterback. Everybody despises Tom Brady.
If I could go back, obviously I'd give another Super Bowl to Peyton Manning and take away from Tom. The other thing that we're talking about outside of just the Tom Brady Peyton Manning thing is that we won the first one, we lost the second one. So we ended on a bad note. If we lost the first one, then came back and won it the next year, I just feel like that's such a better note.
Could we make it an opposite situation where the Patriots throw a pick to Jeremy Lane or something on the goal line?
Yes.
And then we win the Super Bowl?
Absolutely. Russell Wilson fourth quarter comeback, and then something like pick at the goal line. Absolutely, because then that just ruins Tom Brady's legacy.
It's
Barry McCockiner would just have a field day with
Tom Brady's. We go back and change it. It's like the butterfly effect and come back now. Is Tom Brady the worst quarterback of all time?
Yeah,
let's break it down.
Russell Wilson won the other 3
Super
Bowls that he won since then.
As we all know, Tom Brady got cut from the Patriots after the Super Bowl loss, and he hasn't played since. We're like,
Tom Brady's destined trade teams are the Chicago Bears, the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, and Las Vegas Raiders.
Why does he want to go to the Cowboys? They have Dak Prescott. They're like, who's Dak Prescott?
Yeah. And we're like, what? It's like for any of my nerds out there, it's like the Flashpoint paradox. Barry goes back, saves his mom, and the whole timeline is just destroyed. Like Batman never becomes Batman. Like Themyscira and Atlantis are just like that's what the reality is.
I do not know what you're talking about, but it sounds fun.
If somebody knows what I'm talking about, please comment down below because that made me
nobody
feel like
knows
such
what
a
you're
nerd.
talking about, Michael.
That made me feel. You mentioned in the last video about the Virgin Zone. I feel like I am the mayor of the Virgin Zone.
Mike is emperor of the Virgin Zone.
Yeah, I am Supreme Chancellor of Virgin Zone.
I'm just kind of like
do it. That was a Star Wars reference.
Once again, major Virgin Zone.
Yeah,
I like Star Wars, but Mike,
yeah,
come on, you're rubbing the salt in the wound at this point.
I'm getting reelected as we speak.
Mike just won the re-election of governor of Virgin Zone.
I got all 253 electoral votes or whatever it is.
Once again, back in the Virgin Zone.
All right, next question. This question comes from AJ Torres. Shout out AJ. Relentless41 on Twitter if anybody wants to follow. Outside of the Super Bowl, another Super Bowl question, man. Outside of the Super Bowl, what is the game where you say, man, that's the one that got away?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would say, ooh, that's a really good one, actually.
That's a great question.
No, I actually have a good answer. Last year's division round against the Packers, I feel like
I was going to say that. I was thinking about saying that.
This close because we had all the momentum. We were, second half, Russ was balling. They couldn't stop him. And if our defense would have got just one more stop, I feel like Russell Wilson would have been able to score. And then that sets up the NFC Championship game against the Niners. And as we know, Green Bay just got ass blasted out of the stadium. But we played the Niners close twice that year, beat them once. So then, do we go to the Super Bowl? I don't know. And then, it's Russ versus Mahomes. And as we know, Russell Wilson is undefeated against Mahomes. So do we have another Super Bowl if we get that stop on 3rd and 10? I don't know. That's the one that got away, in my opinion.
Ooh.
It's a domino effect,
This is a great question. This is a great question. Who put this in? AJ?
AJ, yeah.
AJ's always coming with the heaters.
Yeah, he is.
2018. I'm gonna give it to the 2015 divisional round, the failed comeback versus the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, I remember that game.
We were down 31-0, and we lost 31-24.
Oh, brutal.
It hurt so bad because, this is the year after we beat Green Bay in the championship game. We thought we had it. I thought we had it. I legitimately thought that we had it.
That would have been the second greatest comeback ever, no? Because Frank Reich had the one, I think it was 32.
It might have. I think it would have been. I think it literally would have been. And it would have been such a great memory. We would have gone on to play Arizona, who I think beat us twice that year. And then even if we won, we would have gone on to play Denver.
Was that 2015 or 2016?
That was 2015. That was immediately after the year that we lost the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, and we beat Carolina. We beat Carolina in 2014 too, right?
Yeah. We beat Carolina in 2014. So Cam Newton,
that was a good one.
That would have been such a great one because that was when the Panthers were 15-1. Because widely, hands down, the best team in the NFL at the time. Would have been a great thing to say.
Yeah.
We beat them. Mm-hmm. We beat them because I don't think that we would have won the Super Bowl that year. That's the thing.
We weren't good enough that year to win the Super Bowl.
We weren't good enough. Our offensive line was atrocious, and we would have had to play
Our defense
Arizona.
Wasn't that good either.
We would have had to play Arizona, who beat us twice that year, and that's when they were 13-3 and had Pat P and Carson Palmer.
Well, and then they got.
And then we would have had. They got blasted by Carolina, and then we would have had to go on to play Denver with our offensive line.
How cool would that have been, though? 3 straight Super Bowls. Manning, Brady, Manning. We could just sandwich.
Bro, we would have had to play Denver with our offensive line.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy.
Von Miller might have died. The first 10-sack game in NFL history to win the Super Bowl,
actually,
50-0.
That might be a blessing from God that we lost because if Russell Wilson would have played that game, I think Von Miller would have legitimately murdered him.
Here's the thing. I think we lose the next week, but I think it would have been great to say, hey,
yeah,
we won this game against a team that likely would have won the Super Bowl because we didn't know that they would have lost the Super Bowl. So we'd be like, hey, they probably would have won the Super Bowl with MVP Cam.
No, that game was it went from, oh my God, we're getting destroyed to,
it went from turning off the TV in the second quarter and going to sleep to turning it back on in the mid-third and then coming back.
Yeah, that was one of those games. So that was obviously
That's so both close. Are respectable answers. I'll also say Dallas was a close one. The Dallas wild card game.
That one just pissed me off because it was throw the ball, stop running it. Throw the ball.
Yeah, like
Please.
who won the Super Bowl that year?
And my math teacher, that was my sophomore year of high school. My math teacher,
Rams. The Rams went to the Super Bowl that year against the Patriots.
My math teacher was a big Cowboys fan, and she did not let me hear the end of that. And she gave me an earful, which I didn't mind because she was hot. But
Mike, this is a podcast.
Sorry, dude. Sorry. But,
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Your
I had to
math
say,
teacher.
I'm graduated now. Sue me. I don't care. But yeah, that's
Mrs.
what I remember.
Stevens, if you are watching,
I don't want to say her name because I might get in trouble. But
yeah, do not name drop. Do not name drop. I mean,
you know
if she's
who you
watching,
are.
if she's watching,
Yeah.
she knows who she is.
You know who you are.
I'm sorry, whoever you are.
Call me. Anyway,
you're probably married. I'm so sorry for
no,
the
dude.
simp.
I don't. I'm not.
For
I don't know why
the
I'm getting into this. I'm not gonna get into this any further.
Mike's like, nah, man. She's a single fish, man. Come on, let's go. Let's go to the next question.
Next question. All right. This question also comes from AJ. I'm skipping Makana's question for now, although I'll get to it sometime this video.
God damn Makana, Jesus.
What is more frustrating? Not developing your first round picks or trading them? Not developing them.
Not developing.
Because when we trade our first round picks,
whenever we trade our first round picks, we get something.
Well,
we at least get something. Anything.
Okay. Hold on, really quick. Percy Harvin trade, we got a kick return touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Hey, that's a sweet kick return touchdown.
That was pretty sweet.
That was probably worth a first round pick.
Sure. And then we traded for.
But wasn't that like the 2013 draft too? Wasn't that draft like notoriously terrible?
Yeah. No, I think it was 2014 because I think we traded I think we got him like mid 2013.
I don't know.
We traded for Jimmy Graham.
But I mean, like he was solid, I guess. I mean, he's technically the best tight end in franchise history. Like talent wise, he's technically the best.
And then obviously Jamal Adams, which was the greatest trade in the history of the NFL.
Jamal Adams is a good trade, and I stand by it to this day.
Absolutely.
I would take bullets.
But in terms of being more frustrating, it's definitely the first round not panning out.
Even like Malik McDowell, I count Malik McDowell. I count LJ Collier already. I count Jermaine Ifedi. I count Rashad Penny. All of them are very frustrating, and they make me want to cause physical harm to me and or somebody else in the building.
Whoa, dude.
By physical harm, I mean like punching my shin or something like that. Like stub. I like purposefully stubbing.
He's just out here just kicking people's shins like a leprechaun.
Purposefully stubbing my toe out of anger. That's what I mean by self harm.
Yeah, it's definitely more frustrating to not develop him because it's like you've got this super talented guy. He's in the building. He's supposed to be competitive and he's supposed to be producing, and he's just not. And it's like, what is the issue? Especially when we find all these guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th round that are just studs. Undrafted guys are studs. It's like, why can't we do that with the rich talent pool that is the first round?
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that, we haven't had good first round picks. Like we've always picked in the 20s and 30s under John and Pete. So it's definitely not as frustrating to not pick well or to not trade them, but to pick them and just not pan out. It's just very frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Point blank.
For sure.
I think that's what's prevented us from being a dynasty is the lack of production from our first round picks.
Imagine if we didn't spend that first round, that first pick that we had in after the Super Bowl win. Imagine if we didn't pick Kristen Michael.
I cannot believe that was maybe the dumbest.
We had Marshawn coming off like a 1,500 yard season.
Well, and the fact that you're like, hey, Marshawn, we're not going to give the ball at the goal line. And then on top of that, we're going to draft a running back. Like, I would have been so pissed off if I was beast mode. But alas, so that is the most frustrating one.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
And I can't avoid this any longer. Makana asked at TTB Media, Trusted Bank. Subscribe to their show, by the way. It's a good show. When he's not
just
talking
good.
about
just good.
When he's not talking about the Seahawks, I mean, he's actually a fairly intelligent person, but every time he talks about the Seahawks, all the brain cells in his brain just evaporate. He asked, what does it feel like to not have a safety on your roster?
Yeah.
Sam, you want to go
off? It feels great to have 2 Pro Bowl safeties on the roster.
Right.
It feels outstanding. It feels good to even have one single All-Pro safety.
Yep.
Who's not an overrated player who wears number 32 on the Ravens.
Right.
and is nicknamed the Joker for some reason. Stupid.
Well, his stats are a joke, so maybe that's why.
Oh, that's why. That's
His
why.
play on the field is a joke.
That's true.
And
But yeah.
I know, people are really jealous about Jamal. They want to call him Blitz Boy.
Blitz Boy gets more sacks than your entire team.
That's facts. In less games. In less games.
Let me see.
Gets more sacks than your whole team.
I'm checking it. I'm checking it right now.
I think that who led the sack, I want to say it was Matthew Judon.
I'm checking it. I'm checking it right now. I'm doing it.
Sam is on your ass, boy.
I'm doing it.
Ass.
I'm doing it.
All right. Get him, Sam. Get him.
Please work in my favor.
Yeah, it's like they had like a 16 sack. They were like, oh shit, never mind.
Makana's right. I'm sorry. I have to back off.
Don't ever say those words. Don't you ever say Makana and is right in the same sentence.
Makana.
Unless you're talking about his what hand he throws.
Matt Judon led your team with 6 sacks. Jamal Adams had 9.5
in 12 games with a separated shoulder.
We'll take our 2 All-Pro safeties.
Yeah,
and
have
our
fun.
non-joke.
Hey, how's Earl Thomas, by the way? Oh wait,
how's Earl Thomas been? How's that money? How's that money smelling?
How many Pro Bowls did your safeties make this year, huh? We got 2 of them.
We're doing a really bad job at roasting. Go check out their show. It's a decent show at best.
Virgin Zone, Emperor of the Virgin Zone.
It's a decent show at best. Go check it out.
It's pretty good. Again, if I was a Ravens fan, it wasn't totally repulsed by that guy. I'd love it.
Yeah, like I will refuse to make physical contact with Makana.
Yeah,
physical through my phone or not, any contact.
Whenever he calls me, I change. I get a new phone.
Except when we're talking about the basketball GOAT conversation, which is Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Makana actually has a viable opinion there in that case. So
yeah, I think outside of the Seahawks, outside of football, he's actually pretty
outside of football. Makana's pretty. I mean, outside like Seahawks football, Makana's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like saying Lamar Jackson will win MVP is a bit of a stretch, but I'll allow it.
Well, I mean, he already has.
He has. He's past his peak. He's past his peak. He's peaked.
All right.
Lamar Jackson's peaked.
That's fine.
All right. Let's just move on to the next question.
All right, Sam. For our next question, I gotta find it. I totally was like, this is another question from AJ. He said, describe the pain of the offseason to being limited to 3 draft picks, to all the Russell Wilson drama and all of that. How were you 2 feeling in these past few months? Well, I personally was feeling sick to my stomach. Just for, I've been feeling lonely also. That really doesn't have anything to do with the Seahawks. It's just me being the emperor of the Virgin Zone.
Just kind of the simp.
Yeah, the simp. I don't know. I think my stress levels were relatively low. I never, in my heart, believed that Russell Wilson was going to get traded. And I felt, even if we didn't get any new draft picks, I was kind of like, well, we're a competitive roster. Do we need 6, 7 draft picks? No. It'd be nice to have, obviously. But with the 3 picks we had, I think we did a good job. And I wasn't stressed about the fact that we only had 3. Like I said, if we were like a rebuilding team and we were like not in the playoffs last year and we didn't have Russ, we didn't have Bobby, DK, Jamal, Tyler.
I'd purposely stub all my toes.
I think what I would do is I would fall down a flight of stairs, give myself amnesia, and then be a fan of another team. Not
a bad strategy. Honestly, speaking. I think that's what all Ravens fans should do.
Exactly. Yes. Got him. Anyway,
Mike, you don't celebrate like that. You gotta.
Sorry. Do I just put on
Virgin Zone?
Virgin Zone. Mike. I'll put on the. Say that again. Do it again. I'll rehearse it again.
reverse it.
Yeah. Do it again.
Well, that's what all Ravens fans should do.
Oh, I got stuck.
Even worse. Just next question, please, Mike. Next question. Next question, Mike.
No.
Mike, next question. Next question, right. Mike. Mike, next question. Mike, please. Next question, Mike, please. Mike, next question.
Sorry. Wow. Try to get a guy out of the Virgin Zone, and you. Next question.
Mike, that will leave you in the Virgin Zone comfortably for the rest of your life. I'm doing you a favor.
I've just been, like the shadow dimension. Like that's where I'm stuck in with the Virgin Zone.
Yeah.
And the friend zone too. Wow, I'm in a lot of zones.
Except in the actual zone. You're never in the actual zone. Like
no, never in that one.
Let's just next question, please.
Do we have any more questions? I think that's
it.
Do we have maybe one more?
I'd like to ask a question to Makana.
I have one more question, but you go first.
I'd like to know, what is it like to not have a quarterback on your team?
That's such a lame joke, bro.
Like
Wait.
real question. It's
What's it like to have a quarterback as a running back?
Who's Mike? Who said it's a joke? Mike, do you
Not
think
me.
this is a joke?
No,
I'm not. This isn't a joke.
100% serious right now.
I want to know what it's like to not have a quarterback on your team. Mike, ask the last question. I'm physically mad at Makana for him not doing anything.
Makana, when you call me later tonight, dude, I'm gonna go. Ugh, ugh. You know, like the 1-2.
Mike, if somebody's listening on a podcast right now, they are disgusted at.
Oh yeah, no. I promise you.
They're disgusted.
I promise you, to any listeners out there, I'm mostly stable. Like mostly.
That's a stretch, guys. It's
like the 70% threat.
Mike will send me a text at 4 a.m. saying like banana. Just like Mike is out of control. Mike is. I've called the police on Mike several times, and he doesn't even live near me. He lives.
Did you see that the guy sent you on Discord the other day? It was like, shit, delete.
Yeah, we're just.
Anyway, all right. Last question. Courtesy of AJ.
AJ Goat.
AJ Goat. AJ. We shit talked Makano. We love AJ though. AJ is the guy. We love AJ. AJ says, could you go ahead and name some pros and cons about your coach and your general manager? What do you think are their strengths and weaknesses, etc.? All right.
Okay.
Pete Carroll.
Okay, Pete Carroll. Pros. We're gonna
swag.
The pros.
Swag. Are you kidding me?
Got swag. He's a very likable human being.
Yes.
Very likable human being. I will say that. He's a great motivator.
Yes.
Of players. He's great. The players love playing for him, so he's good at getting players.
Players coach. Absolutely.
He's maintained success at some points.
Yeah, he's a winning coach. Everywhere he's gone, he's won. Right?
He has an incredibly high floor. His floor is very
high.
For
being somebody who's almost 70, almost 70, very high energy.
Also, old person. It's very easy to like old people.
Right.
Old people are very likable.
Respect your senior citizens, man.
Yeah.
He's high energy. I've never seen somebody chew a piece of gum with more style than Pete Carroll does. Honestly. And yeah, I think that's the pros. The cons.
He's not an incredibly
innovative,
revolutionary football coach.
Right.
He's not gonna shock you with his play calls.
He's the type of person that, like, when you go on a car ride with him, it's just 80s rock music, and it's like, dude, there's so much music that's come out.
It's like symphony. It's like symphony music,
right?
Bro, honestly,
right. It's like, dude, there's so much.
It's like a dude who
music.
listens to a movie soundtrack of a symphony. It's like a symphony movie soundtrack. It's like one of those dudes who's like, bro, it's so great. You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out.
This was when music was really good, and you're like,
Star Wars soundtrack. Let's go, dude.
Okay, stop. That is goated. But you got to try.
I wonder why you're in the Virgin Zone, Mike. You get in the girl's car.
Here we go.
You're like, ox, baby.
No, dude. When I get into a girl's car, I'm playing one artist and one artist only. That is Selena Gomez. We need to teach Pete Carroll some Selena Gomez. ASAP.
Pete Carroll, incredibly frustrating head coach. Yes. He's very frustrating.
Yes.
Like, as a football coach himself, he's so frustrating.
I think, but another pro about Pete Carroll is he is like the anti-Virgin Zone. Like, the guy just exudes confidence and swagger. I really don't. I don't think he spent any time in the Virgin Zone.
His kids work for the Seahawks, and I'm pretty sure they've never even played football in their life.
No, they don't give a shit. He's like, you're working for the Seahawks, and they're like, all right, that's cool.
Once again, and definitely not a virgin. Yes, kids, definitely not a virgin. Definitely not a virgin.
No.
So, I hate how he's a non-offensive minded head coach, yet insists that he gets top offensive play calling duties.
Yeah.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Like Shoddy in the playoffs, we got a delay of game. Or no, we had to call a timeout avoiding a delay of game because Shoddy was like, hey, let's pass on 4th down. And Pete's like, no, let's run right up the middle.
Even on 4th and 10, baby.
Even though it was like 4th and 1, so I kind of agree with Pete. But
when you have Aaron Donald, you don't run up the middle.
But no, Aaron Donald was hurt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
He bruised his rib tackling Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's so short that his
Never
face was
seen that.
on his
I've
ribs.
never seen that in my life. Yeah.
But like, no, I kind of agree with Pete there. But he's not the offensive guy. Let the offensive guy do the offensive stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of really all I have for Pete. For John
is kind of
I'd
the
say
opposite.
John, he's a great trade guy.
Yeah.
Great trade guy.
Yeah.
Awesome at getting steals.
He's the nerd. He's the nerd of the operation. You know,
he did some really nice stuff this offseason with money, like voiding contracts and stuff like that. I like that a lot.
Very smart. I think he is great at scouting players, bargain players. I think that's great. He's really good at picking players in the late round, undrafted.
Yeah, great at undrafted late round players.
In my opinion, he's kind of an opposite personality-wise as Pete Carroll is.
He will not say a word.
No. And he's not an alpha male.
Like once again, another very likable person. Like if you watch if you watch a press conference of him, like have you listened to like the draft phone calls?
Yeah.
Like
very
DK
likable.
Metcalf crying on the call. His dream has been made. He's like, "Hey DK, I need some help in the weight room." And DK starts laughing. He says, "I got you."
But going back to what we said, I don't know if you guys saw today. There was that video of Russell Wilson hugging Pete Carroll, and then there's just John Snyder in the background, like Virgin Zone.
Virgin Zone, like you should have seen it. He stopped in like this. He goes,
every white girl taking a picture at a football game.
What are you talking about? Like it's the hand on the knee leaning forward.
Oh yeah,
what are you talking about
that one with the Starbucks coffee. Yeah,
but
obviously I took a lot of pictures with girls, so I know. Anyway, don't give me that.
Some negatives of John Schneider's character are GMing. He's very conservative in free agency, no matter how much money we have.
Yeah.
No matter how much money we'll have, like Jadeveon Clowney, which was in hindsight was a great move. At the time, we're like, hey, we just traded for this dude. Maybe we should re-sign him. And John's like, nope, maxing my offer out at 14.
Right.
And we were all like, John, what are you doing? Sure, it was the right move, but it kind of pissed us off because we traded for him. You know, he can be the first round picks are bad.
Yes,
they're bad.
They're bad. He's a lot.
Besides Jordan Brooks,
in hindsight,
everything else is kind of fallen.
Looking back, like looking at it, he's a lot like Bill Belichick as a GM. Not great with first round picks. Doesn't give a boatload of money to free agents. Gets really good value players. Signs good deals value wise, and is good at drafting again outside of the first round. He's very similar to Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm. It's fair to say. Great
GM, in my opinion. Again, the kryptonite to his Superman. Another nerd reference. Wow, I am just really digging myself a hole here. The kryptonite.
Mike is in like a sinkhole right now.
Yeah.
This is the surface.
I've evolved to super virgin at this point.
Mike cannot go within 50 feet of a woman before she just starts screaming before she starts yelling.
So his kryptonite. And then as I have the Spider-Man poster in the background.
Jesus, man.
His kryptonite is obviously the first round picks. That's ugly. But
it's
got a lot of other powers. So I think I've been called a virgin enough this episode.
You can call a virgin enough tonight in general.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
I think it's time for Mike to go to bed and cry himself to sleep.
It's 10, like 2 hours past my bedtime. So
I will be calling his sister. I'll see. I'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And I will see y'all next time.
Get out of
Peace
here.
out. Mike, thank you,
that was good. I appreciate it. That was funny as hell. That was funny. All right. Don't call my sister. I'll kill you. No, I'm just kidding. That was actually fucking funny. I won't lie. Meanwhile, I'll be calling my sister. Oh, God. All right. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.